Hello and welcome to another episode of the On Trade Network sessions. Joining me tonight, my guest is Sarah Crosby from Maverick Drinks. How are you, Sarah?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, no, really appreciate you coming on. And Sarah's been kind enough to send me some lovely samples to try while we're on the call. So I'm very, very lucky. Really appreciate that. And it's been a really hot day here in Cardiff, so a gin is absolutely perfect now. So we will drink as we chat.
That sounds like a very good plan.
So before we go any further then, Sarah, it'd be great if you could just introduce yourself to people, what you do, and a bit about the company. That'd be great.
Yeah, no worries. So I work for Maverick Drinks. I started with the business back in November as we were heading into the second lockdown. So that's a very interesting time to start with a new business. I am a partner manager for the managed on trade. So I look after everything that's out of home. Maverick Drinks are both a distiller of their own products. So the brands that we're tasting tonight are actually owned by Maverick Drinks, but we also have a huge craft spirit portfolio for other third-party companies that we work with. So we're always on the lookout for the right brands which fit into the portfolio of drinks that we currently manage, as well as one of the products that we're going to talk about, amazing innovation in different drinks which we create ourselves.
I'm pretty excited from what I've seen to try them, and actually there's one which I guess is probably one you're hinting to that I know that even if I don't like it, my wife is very keen to try. So so whatever's left after, then she gets to try some as well.
I like that. My fella feels exactly the same. When
But the first one I've got ready to drink is in a lovely bathtub gin glass. Is the bathtub?
Cheers.
Gin. So cheers, thank you. So do you want to tell me a bit about it?
I will tell you a bit about it and not just drink on the video. So Bathtub Gin, the founders of Maverick Drinks were inspired to create a bolder gin than what they'd had before. So they were on this lookout. And they decided to go back to the Prohibition times, where obviously with the name bathtub, that's the exact method that was inspired for them to create this bathtub gin. So what they do is they take a copper pot distilled gin and double infuse it for extra flavour with orange peel, cassia, juniper, coriander, clove and cardamom. So they basically infuse the gin for between 7 and 10 days, and they check the tasting of it periodically. Like days like today would obviously speed up the infusion process. Then they infuse it back into the gin. They, as you can see by our beautiful bottles, they hand wrap, string and wax on the top dip in Tunbridge Wells in Kent, and then obviously we all then get to enjoy it. And I know that we've poured our drinks first, but this would have been recommended to be served with Fever Tree Mediterranean tonic. So what do you think with its orange slice as well as the garnish?
Well, do you know what? It's really nice. You've been very specific beforehand on what I should have with it. So I've got the tonic as suggested. I've got a slice of orange, and it's really lovely. I mean, I am a fan of gin. Nice and refreshing, not too bitter, and just really easy to drink. So yeah, I like it.
Well, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no connoisseur, Sarah. If it's got an ABV, I'm there. So but no, it is really nice. So thank you. So
my pleasure.
So during lockdown, obviously you joined during lockdown too. An absolute challenge of a time to join a business. But how did Maverick Drinks fare through the pandemic?
So because Maverick Drinks are owned by Atom Brands, and Atom Brands also own Master of Malt.
Okay.
We had the success of last year, while everyone was at home drinking, they were exploring new ways of getting their alcohol or different options to their homes. So Master of Malt absolutely flew last year with the growth of the business. The business is very much, and I'm talking about Atom Brands, all about pivoting with the times. And so a lot of us, which were from the Maverick Drinks managed on-trade side, worked a lot on the Master of Malt side of the business, which I really enjoyed, having that exposure, being able to work in an area that I hadn't worked on before with regards to the online platform. And it also opened up having to look at new ways of working and who we were approaching, which I think a lot of businesses have just had to react and pivot with that time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that if you can take a positive from what's been a really crap situation for everyone, there's been a lot more time for people to work on things that have probably always been on the back burner, because they've had to diversify to make things happen. And I think as well, I mean, welcome your view on this, but certainly for anyone making some slightly more premium or niche flavored spirits products, now is a great time in the on-trade because people have had a better education at home. So they're going to be looking for more variety, more flavors, more experiences in the on-trade as a result. So surely it's a great thing.
It's absolutely a great thing. And I think bartenders are going to play such an important role as well with regards to that educating around the different products. I think consumers, I know that we're all in the trade, so we want to know how a product's made and we want to know what goes into it. But I think consumers, that thirst for knowledge is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
Very much that experience that they can't create themselves at home as well. Whether that's the theatre of the serve or the reason for them to pre-book, I think is going to become more and more important than it, and it always has been important. This has just kind of re-emphasised that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I went out, I've been really lucky, and again, it's because we work in the trade, but I've been lucky enough to get out and about quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, and went and had some drinks in the Alchemist in Cheltenham, and there was some really theatrical, interesting serves that kind of it does excite you. It does make you think, wow, this is an experience worth paying for and being here for, that I can't recreate at home, particularly the one with a Bunsen burner that I saw in there. I definitely won't be trying that at home. But, so can I ask, we've got a couple more drinks here. I'd like to try one of the others, if that's okay. You tell me which order.
No, I think you should go with which one we talk about next.
Okay, I like a rum type drink. So
okay.
So the rum bullion.
Rum Bullion, part of the Abelforth family. Cheers. Yes. You'll notice that mine's a slightly different colour to yours.
Have I killed it with Coke?
No, you haven't, because Rum Bullion was absolutely created with Coke in mind. It was made to be that traditional spiced rum that you mix with Coke. I personally am a ginger ale girl all day long, so that's why mine's just different. I've just picked
the rum and ginger.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Again, it's a really nice rum.
What rum would you normally drink? Is it a spiced one?
Yeah, I like spiced rums, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the lighter rums. But yeah, I think that's I like things like Kraken, which is a really great rum. I also quite like going back a little way. I haven't had it for many years. I used to like Sailor Jerry's actually. But no, that is a really lovely flavour, and I've never had it with orange before.
Yes, we've got the orange garnish again. I think the spiced rum as well, 80% of rum drinkers, spiced rum drinkers, would have it with cola.
Yeah.
And that's why we created this Rum Bullion. It's a Caribbean rum with Madagascan vanilla, orange peel, cinnamon, cloves, cardamom. And it makes a really lovely old fashioned as well. Yeah. So hopefully, you're getting things like cola cubes coming through with the taste.
Yeah, I definitely got vanilla as well, actually. But the orange is a nice touch. I probably wouldn't have even thought about that. So Yeah, I'm learning. This is an education piece for me. So what do you think is the future then for these kind of spirits in the on trade now that the business is open?
I think it's both its serve in its perfect serve, as we would describe it, but also with that theatre of the cocktails. I think as well, if we look at things like, and I'm not talking about just for rum, but like things like Negronis, we know are selling massively, and old fashions from people making them at home.
Yeah.
So when they go out, they know what they're looking for, but it's about it being delivered in the best serve possible.
Yeah.
Because it just adds to that experience. If we're going to go out, we want to pay for something which we can't replicate at home.
Yeah, I love an old fashioned, and I had one the other day with caramel in it. It was a smoked old fashioned,
Delicious.
and it had caramel, and then and this was at the Alchemist actually, and they brought a kind of smoke vessel to actually smoke it, so you got that kind of woody smoked taste as well. But the caramel just gave it that sweetness that you would in a drink with Coke. You'd have that little bit of sweetness to the drink, and it was very nice.
There must have been some bartenders over the last 12 months that have just been at home, that have just been really finessing their serves and coming up with new ideas, which obviously they're going to get to be able to bring to market now.
Yeah, and it's exciting, you know. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Sarah. I'm a pint of IPA or in a pub most of the time, but I really do enjoy, if I'm going to go out and experience a world of kind of short drinks or cocktails or whatever, I'll go all in. You know, it's really nice change as well, particularly as a beer drinker, to be able to try different things. I also this might be that I'm not trying hard enough, but I don't get that much of a hangover if I stay on these kind of things.
Which is always a bonus.
Yeah, but maybe it's just I don't try hard enough. Maybe I need to work.
I'm sure you have a bit more practice in the next few weeks.
Right, so I'm excited to try the next one. I'm a bit 50-50 about this flavour because, well, do you want to just say what it is first?
It's our Jaffa Cake Gin.
Yes.
Now, do you smell the Jaffa cakes straight away?
100%.
So this is made with real Jaffa cakes.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so we take the gin, and much like the Bathtub Gin, it's the cold compounding infusion with the orange peel, cocoa powder, and Jaffa cakes.
And it really does taste like Jaffa cake.
Yeah, it's surprising. It does what it says on the bottle. You know, I said before about Master of Malt and how that performed really well last year. Jaffa Cake Gin only launched in April last year, and it was the #1 selling gin on our Master of Malt platform. Okay. So consumer demand for that product is absolutely there. So much so, that's why we brought out the rum and recently the vodka. So yeah, it's going really well.
And it's a kind of flavour that you perhaps wouldn't think about, but it's, you know, Jaffa cakes are hugely popular. They've got a very, very strong fan base of people. You either like it or you dislike it, I guess.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a fan of Jaffa cakes, which is why I was a bit unsure about drinking this. But it does taste like Jaffa cake. But I could drink that. So, but I will save some for my other.
I think it's absolutely sessionable, and drinks wise, again, it'd go really well in a Negroni.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely in a Negroni.
Well, these are fantastic, and again, I really appreciate you sending me lovely samples to try. It's always nice. But what's your plans with these drinks over the next 12 months?
About getting the right theatre of serve in the right managed on trade accounts, as well as, you know, we've got the online platform with Master of Malt, but we do work with other online retailers. Yeah. The grocery team are doing what they need to do as well to get the products in the supermarkets. But for now, it'd be really nice to get them into the managed on trade so that the consumers can drink them when they're out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said at the start, the fact that people have been able to experience these kind of things at home, particularly via that master remote platform, there's going to be a demand for it in the on-trade. So I'm sure we'll see it happening very soon. One thing I want to ask you is, and it's not about your drinks, is when you're out and about, where is your favourite place, your absolute go-to place?
As a location?
As a venue?
Oh, that is so hard. Don't you think we are so spoiled for choice? And it's not just about being able to go and experience it because of our roles, but I don't know if I could pick.
So
somewhere that serves me amazing cocktails and gives me a wonderful experience to create memories.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to pick anyone.
Single anyone out. No, I got in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but myself and Joby Mortimer waxed lyrical about Brewhouse and Kitchen for about 20 minutes, and I've just mentioned them again.
I love Brewhouse and Kitchen.
and honestly, we're not on the payroll. It was just, it's, you know what you go to. For me, it was the first place I wanted to go when things opened up, and there's some great venues. I'm a big fan of the Botanist. They do some really, really fantastic serves. We've talked about Alchemist. I like a lot of independence. I like a good managed pub. I love a craft pub. I love a proper backstreet boozer where there's sawdust on the floor. No, it's not quite like that anymore. But guess what I'm saying?
Think as well, though. Sorry.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm not fussy.
No, but what I think as well, I think it depends on the occasion. I think it depends what time of day you start, who you're going out with, if it's an occasion, or if it's more of a spontaneous. There's so many different factors, and I just genuinely think that we are so spoiled for choice in the arena.
Yeah, we are, and long may that continue.
Yes.
I really do, wish you and the brands all the best, and we're all in it together. So let's get out there and crack on. But I'm going to go straight back to the first one that we tried, because I think out of the three, it's my absolute favourite.
Good to know.
I'm going to say cheers again.
Cheers to you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.